Shouts out to the Blue Diamond Lounge, Ani, Tycoon, Zach Joy Day. I see y'all out here working now. Our next guest, Ange, who is it?
You guys, he is unstoppable, okay? We have got a creative writer that uses poetry as inspiration. I think the world needs a lot of this.
A lot of it. And not only that, but he's also writing a book with all the pieces in it. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we want to introduce our next guest, none other than
Gabriel Desince.
Let's get it!
Woo! All right.
What's up, brother? Welcome.
Gabriel, thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Close Up TV.
Okay, no, it's cool. It's,
Yeah,
it's
we
real
were
chill.
Thrilled to learn that you're going to be our guest.
Okay.
And honestly, because we are so influenced by positivity and creative souls in St. Louis, so it was only fitting to have you on our show.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. This is a huge honor and a huge opportunity. I thank you guys so much for it.
So I want to jump right into it. How did you even start to pick up the pen to start writing poetry, or did you start with spoken word, or how did that kick off for you?
It really started, I was as a kid just writing my feelings in the book, just taking time sometimes to even process my thoughts, my emotions, and journaling. That's a big part of the process. Then it went to like writing songs, and so I was writing a lot of songs, and then I'll go back to poetry. So it was kind of like a love-hate relationship, going back and forth between the two. And then finally now, at age 28, I'm settling in on poetry.
That's fantastic. I always like hearing people's creative processes, like, how do you do what you do? Yeah. And I want to back up just a little bit, Gabriel. So you are from Florida, correct?
Yes, Dade County.
How did you end up here in beautiful St. Louis?
Ooh, y'all, how much time y'all have on the set?
It's a show, but you can unpack it. Let's talk.
So I was born in Florida, Dade County. My mom met Jimmy Carter because our house was built by Habitat for Humanity.
Word.
And so, she actually met him through that. Word. And then, getting divorced actually sent us up to Providence, Rhode Island. And then from Rhode Island, she got remarried, we moved to Georgia. And then when I was in Georgia, I was just at this place in my life, turning 18, going to college. I was like, I'm not ready to settle. It feels like where I am in Georgia is like settling ground. Everyone, that's what you do at your early 20s. You get married and then you just go ahead and settle. So I wanted to go out, and I ended up going to Kansas City and working at an organization called Shelterwood, which is an at-risk boarding school for troubled teens.
Okay.
Wow.
And I worked there for 7 years, started up a music appreciation and art and poetry program there that they still use to this day. And then I met my mentor, who's actually from St. Louis. And my mentor guided me here to St. Louis and, said, I want to help you with, your dreams, trying to build non-for-profit organizations and stuff like that, and something he's done. And so that's one of my passions. I want to have a non-for-profit one day.
So it seems like you've drawn so much inspiration from being in the community. Not only that, I know that it helps you with your poetry. So I wanted to talk about what you have coming up next. I know that you're writing a book, Broken Pieces, right?
Broken Pieces.
Okay, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so Broken Pieces is, it's a combination of my life experiences, pains, joys, triumphs, losses. And I've created it and written it in such a relatable form. I want people to say and read it and be like, man, this guy got real. Like, he said some vulnerable stuff. He said some stuff that I want to say, but sometimes I'm afraid to say, or sometimes I don't want to say it, or I'm scared, or whatever it may be. And I really processed my life in broken pieces. Hence the word broken pieces, because pieces is often referred to as pieces of poetry, but then broken is just a recognition that there's a little bit of brokenness inside all of us. And so, broken pieces.
Word.
Yeah.
That's really inspiring. Well, it's been fantastic to learn about you and your backstory and your influences and how you ended up here. We are so thankful to have a creative soul like you here in St. Louis.
And we want to make sure that we keep in touch with you, bro. So how can they keep in touch with you? What's your social media?
Where can we find you?
Best way to keep in touch with me would be Instagram, Memorable Mantras. Again, that is Memorable Mantras.
Okay.
On my IG account. And then, of course, Facebook, Gabriel Desince, Gabriel Desince. And those are going to be. And then when my book comes out, which will be May 14th. When that comes out, the website will also drop with it.
Okay.
Oh, nice. You got the whole thing dropping at once.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, it wouldn't be a close-up TV episode if we didn't let you do your thing.
Are you gonna let me do my
So
thing?
we're
Gotta
not
do
letting you
your thing.
leave
No, you got- no, you- no,
without
y'all ain't.
letting you perform.
Come on, bro.
So
Gotta do
you're
that.
going to grace our audience and
Okay.
us with a poem called "What Can I Offer Them?" Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay.
We ready for it. So ladies and gentlemen in the audience and at home, get ready for the talented writer, poet, Gabriel Desince.
What can I offer them? I watched as silhouettes bent on ill intent wade through the black velvet thickness of the night. From a distance, I heard a plight, a voice pitched in a monarchy. Hidden notes of consensual defeat, a single mother, single-handedly trying to stand on her own 2 feet, while raising 2 kids who now stand just over 2 feet by selling her wares. For food, money, rent, and the crack she now needs, my eyes leak. As I think back to a time when I was repping single digits, trying to sit still, because my mama told me not to fidget, riding in the back seat of her Cutlass Supreme. My eyes gazing out the window at the broken, helpless, hopeless, and fiends, thinking, what do they need? Baby, it's Jesus, 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 my mama would plead. I'm now a grown man, and those 3 words have planted a seed. And that seed is now grown into a fruit-bearing tree whose roots draw living water from the word of God I now read. So what can I offer them? Look, nothing to fill my pockets but freedom from sin. Look, listen, this ain't my logic. Let them live within. Let them make a deposit. You can cash it in. Store up heavenly treasure. Receive of a grace and mercy that's given where all measures you abide in him. Find out you're precious and treasured. Receive of his faithfulness and remain faithfully tethered.